morning and welcome to Readings with Sally Graciela. Today is Tuesday, April 6th, and it continues to be light and sunny outside where I live in Ithaca, New York. We're so grateful that it has been a sunny spring. We've certainly needed it during these COVID times where we've had challenges with darkness in many different areas. But it seems to be we're coming out of it, and it has to do with the human spirit and determination and willingness to cooperate. We've noticed that there have been a lot of lessons during this time period. This is, for Christians, this is the Easter season, and it lasts for a while where we recognize in conjunction with spring, the light and the movement of the light. And I did have a biblical story to share about the tomb and the women at the tomb. This is particularly powerful to me because I love my women friends and find value in women, a lot of value in women and women's strength and relationships. And the women were the ones that discovered that Christ was not in the tomb, that he was missing. And it was Mary Magdalene, who was a former prostitute, who had become a disciple of Christ and who gave the message to the disciples who had scattered. So the kind of courage that takes during that time period where women's position and opinions were not really regarded is rather astonishing. And the fact that they believed her, which of course they should have, but it took some doing before they believed her. And she still held true to what she saw and what she believed. And because into her understanding and to her mind, she had been so touched by her experience with the Christ. That being said, that is kind of where I am in my meditations. I want to use my Native American deck today because in addition to being the gatekeepers of the earth, which they are, it has a way of connecting this message with the spring as well for me that I'd like to share with you. I'm just pulling it right out of the deck here, this card. And what I'm seeing is the number 7. It is the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands. Look, there's a lot of light in that card, as you can see. I also want to point out that there are animals dancing. There are horses dancing in the distance. And if those of you who are familiar with symbolic imagery and how that relates to spiritual connections and understandings, horses represent the divine. So there are horses dancing in the background. We have the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands has to do with work and what we are working on and what we are achieving. And this has to do with the building our sense of the inner divine and how we experience it today. Not so much to necessarily be very productive in a really powerful, intense way, but rather to celebrate the process of working at this time and seeing what you come up with. Okay, that's what the 7 is saying. Give thanks today. Really give thanks and let that thanks illuminate the inside of you and that light come from you to bring to your work and to others around you. That's it for today. Blessings. If you'd like to have a private reading with me, please private message me on Facebook. You can also reach me through my website, Sally Grace Readings, Readings with Sally Graciela, and is my YouTube channel. And we look forward to seeing you next week.